if you are currently in a distance marriage or relationship and you're thinking about how you're going to survive or go through this festive season without your partner or your spouse being around you, well, this is what I want you to do. I want you to stay tuned because that's what I'll be talking about today. Hello, everyone. Compliments of the season. How are you doing? And I hope you're having a great time. How you can manage the distance with your partner during this festive season. I know sometimes it's a lot to take in, especially when you did not picture that around this time of the year, your partner will not be with you due to one reason or the other. Well, this video is for you, so I want you to watch it to the very end. Meanwhile, if you're new to this channel, I want you to stay tuned because you'll definitely get value for being here. My name is Kenny Bigon. Thank you. And to my returning subscribers, it's a pleasure to always have you around. See you on the other side of this video. The first thing that you want to do in order to manage the fact that both of you are not going to be together in this festive period is that you inform yourselves ahead of time, inform your partner, and let it be clear that it is established that I know that I'm not going to be around with you for this festive season. It's going to be just you or you and the children. It's going to be just you alone, whatever the case may be. Make sure that it is an established understanding, because there's something that happens when, and there's just this unpleasant scene that comes with the fact that you're taking unawares, and it just happens that your partner will not be with you at that moment or during the festive season. There's this joy that comes when the family is complete and everybody is around and you're celebrating Christmas together or you're celebrating the New Year together and all. One of the things that people tend to do during festive seasons is that they tend to bring everybody together, and that's beautiful. However, in this situation, your case is different or is going to be different. So you have to make sure that before now, if it is something that you already have a pre-knowledge about, make sure that both of you talk about it. Make sure that both of you agree that, okay, for this reason, I will not be with you for the festive season, but then let's just find a way to manage it and let's see how we can continue and make our family happy, make our relationship work and stuff like that. So make sure that both of you discuss it, you come to an agreement with each other on this issue, and make sure that you make things available or put preparations in place for your absence, or what you need to do or what the children need for that festive season, so that things can go fine and they wouldn't feel your absence that much. The next thing I want to talk about is that you make plans towards the celebration or the festive season. Make plans concerning your children, what they will wear, what they will eat for your family, what they need to spend money on and stuff like that. Just make sure that your family is well put together. Make sure that your partner has what he or she needs that you know that you can afford for that festive season. You know, if it's something that you've been doing over time together and for this period that you're not around, that person will miss the moments that both of you spend together. Try as much as possible to close that gap. Try and engage with them as often as possible. Just try to connect. What are you doing? And whenever you get in touch with them, what's going on? How is everything at home? What are people doing? What are people eating? What are people preparing for the season? Stuffs like that. Just make sure that you communicate and engage with them. Let them know how things are in your location to where you are. And just make sure that both of you and your partner and every member of your family is connecting. Even though you are not present with them physically, it shows that your heart is with your family, shows that your heart is with your partner, and that you're interested in knowing how they are faring without you being there. It's important. And also putting things in place and making preparations for the festive season will go a long way to make them feel that even if dad or mom is not currently at home with us, we still have the things that we need to make this season beautiful, this season enjoyable for us as a family, or for me as a partner to my intended and stuff like that. Just make sure that your family or your partner has the things that they need, as long as you can afford it. And if it's a situation where you know that things are not okay financially between you and your partner or your spouse, there's no need to put too much pressure on yourself. make do with what you have. And after this season, everything will fall back in place. You don't have to put much pressure on yourself. If you don't have everything that you need, and there's an understanding between you and your partner financially that this is what we are going through, this is what's on ground, and this is what we can only afford, then make do with it. Try and see as much as possible how this can go round for your family. And after that, you continue your life. Let it not be that because this thing is not provided or this is not available, you begin to have issues. Because the truth is, the festive season is just a season and life continues. If you decide to put all that you have into the season, there's still life ahead of you. What are you going to do with the rest of it? That's going to be more burden and more concern. So make sure that while you're making preparations, have a picture of the fact that things will go back to normal and you still have some responsibilities to handle. Also have a picture of the fact that even if things are not okay now, we're looking forward to when things will be better, and we know that when things will be better, we can afford the lifestyle that we want. Can afford to do the things we are not able to do now. And if that is established, there's understanding, there's peace, and there will be progress. So please take note. Third thing I want to talk about is that you try as much as possible to pay a visit to your family. Yes, if it is possible for you to pay them a visit, to come back home during the festive season, even though you've been away for a long time, try as much as possible to do that. If it is possible for you, the wife and the children, or the husband and the kids, to go and pay a visit to your partner wherever they are, to your husband or wife, please, why not? Go ahead and do it. Plan the trip and try to see how you can reconnect your family back together. For us, it's not been easy to establish that situation where we get to spend the Christmas season together, because the location where my husband is not a favorable one for us to be able to do that. But any situation where it is possible for you without hindrances to go and see your partner, then there's nothing stopping you as a husband or wife to be able to take your family to go and see your partner or your husband or wife together. It's important. That creates that bond, that creates a sense of love and understanding. And for you who is not yet married to your spouse and you're just still intending, you're still courting, it's fine if that person can come into town, not necessarily having to stay in your house. And no, there's no point for that. Just make sure that you create a meeting point where both of you can be in town and you see each other, spend the day together, and after that you retire back to your various locations and all. It's fine. But if you know that it's not possible, there's nothing you can do about it, then please just manage the period that you will both be away. And when things fall in place again, you can have that moment together. So try as much as possible to visit your spouse, your family, visit your husband or your wife, even with the distance, if it is possible. This is one tip that I've always been able to engage and it has worked, and that is change your environment. During the festive season, a lot will be going on, and there are times when you will just sit back and think or wish that your partner, your husband or wife was around with you, and your family or your kids will be like, when is daddy coming back? When is mommy coming back? One of the things that you will need to do that will definitely help you is that you can change your environment. Try as much as possible. Plan a trip to visit your parents, visit your siblings, visit your family members. If you know that that environment is okay for you, it is conducive for your family, for your children, if that place is not somewhere that will cause more problem for you, then it's fine. Take your children to see their grandparents, or just change your environment so that you don't have to be in that particular place where your thoughts will keep running and there will be so much stress on you. Use this period to be that time when you just have a getaway season for yourself. It works so much for me because most of the time I find that I'm already stressed. I'm already overwhelmed with so much workload. And anytime I try as much as well to say, okay, I'll take my child, or I and my daughter will go to my parents' place or to visit our family, one of the things that happens for me there is that is my getaway period. I get to refresh, I get to gain strength, because My family is there. I have people that will be able to assist me. I have people that will be able to help me. I have people that I can interact with, share my thoughts with, even my concerns with, and they always give me listening ears. And this is one thing that you should consider a priority. Do not overlook the place of your family. It goes a long way. Understand? So if your family is available, feel free to take your family, your children, your meet with your family members, and let them just have that moment to meet with other family members, and it creates that bond, it creates that unity among family, and your spouse too will be happy that his family is also spending time with family members, not just any kind of environment. So it's okay for you to take the opportunity to spend the holidays with your family members, just to change your environment. The next thing I want you to take note of in order to manage distance during the festive season is that you should remember, have it at the back of your mind, that this distance is going to end very soon. It's not for an infinite period of time. There's a definite time to it. So every time you feel like your mind is getting overwhelmed and you just wish your partner was around, your husband or wife was around, every time you get overwhelmed in your thoughts, remember that this is only for a matter of time, and very soon we'll get to celebrate many festive seasons together, God willing, by the grace of God. Just keep reminding yourself of that constantly, and you will not really feel the brunt of it. You will not really feel the heat. You will not really be overwhelmed. Even if people try to bring up the issue, one of the things you will get to tell yourself is, I know that it's going to come to an end very soon. My husband or wife will come back home and we'll celebrate together as a family. One of the things that I keep using to encourage myself and that I always look forward to is that the next season we are going to be able to celebrate our in a festive season together as a complete family by the grace of God. To tell you the truth, apart from the day we had our daughter's naming ceremony, which was on a Christmas day, we've not had the opportunity to spend Christmas together as a family. We've always been away from each other. But by the grace of God, we're looking forward to that time coming again where we can have a complete family, have our festive season together, be able to celebrate Christmas together and stuff like that. So just have it at the back of your mind that it's only a matter of time, and very soon everything will be over, and then your family will go back to being complete and celebrating Christmas and New Year together. Now, the last but not the least that I will be sharing with you today on how to manage your distance in a festive period is that you should not go for gatherings or meetings or parties that your partner is not comfortable with, that your spouse, your husband or wife is not comfortable with. You see, one of the things that happen during festive period, it can be funny, but people try to take advantage of others, especially in gatherings where there's going to be a lot of eating and drinking and celebration and all. People take advantage of people. So if your partner or your husband or wife is not comfortable with you going to that environment, whatever happens at the end of the day will be a problem, because your spouse will be like, I never wanted you to go there. Why did you go there in the first place? And before you even decide to go, you have to give your partner a hint or head knowledge that I'll be going for this event. I'll be going to this place. I was invited for this. Let's talk about it. Do you think it's something I can go for? Your partner is not trying to monitor you. You're just trying to be open. You're just trying to lay it on the table so that you can hear your own spouse's opinion on that situation. It's not like you cannot make a decision for yourself, but there's nothing wrong if you discuss it with each other so that someone is aware that you're going to be in this place at a particular time. If your partner, if your husband or wife is around, he or she will definitely be aware of the situation and know that, yes, on this day, we are going to go out, or you'll be going somewhere, you're invited for an event. Now, this simple situation, simple scenario that your partner is not around with you is enough reason why you have to inform him or her you're invited for an event and you need to seek their opinion on the matter. They're not trying to monitor you. Your partner is not trying to keep you caged, but there's safety in that, there's knowledge in that, and there is a lot of openness that can build trust. So you need to be careful. If your partner does not approve of you being in a particular environment, not for any reason at all that is negative or intimidating, but because of your safety and because their spirit is not just settled with you being in that kind of environment, when he or she is not around, then it's important that you consider it a priority seeking their opinion. Because if you and your partner will be going for an event together where there'll be so many people celebrating and drinking and having celebrations for the festive season, if both of you are together, you have someone to watch your back, not minding the fact that you're maybe you're going with a friend, a family member, whatsoever. But make sure you discuss it ahead of time with your partner and seek his approval or her approval. And if it goes well, then it's fine, because he or she is already aware. And whatever happens, whatever gist you bring up at the end of the day, it's something that both of you can relate with. So it's important that you seek your partner's opinion before you decide to go anywhere. And if he or she does not approve of it, and there are very, very reasonable considerations brought up on this matter, if you don't go, you will not die if you don't go to that place. You will not lose friends if you don't go there. You will not lose genuine relationships if you don't go there. Some people might take it up against you, but if you explain reasons why you could not attend, then that should not be a big deal. And your heart, your love, your good wishes and thoughts towards them still count. So those are the things I want to share with you today on managing distance during the festive season. There's so much more, because there's different scenarios that will be played out in life. However, it's important that you're careful. It's important that you apply wisdom. It's important that you plan your activities and your spending with the future ahead, with the future in mind. Remember, January is the time when there'll be so many expenses to be made to fill up for the period of December and the 1st of January. And also there'll be children going back to school. There'll be need to take care of the family and buy stuff at home again. And so there's so much expenses. So always make sure that you have plans for this. And I pray that God will help you. You can get through the distance even in the festive season, and everything will still be fine. So take note of this. And if you know that you've not yet subscribed to this channel, I want you to kindly click on the subscribe button to be a part of this community. You will always enjoy every content I put out here, and I'm sure that you were blessed by today's video. So make sure you like this video and share it out to as many as you can. Thank you so much for your time. My name remains Kenny Miguel.